Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ibrahim Hooper with CAIR's Video News Update. This week, CAIR's Minnesota chapter called on the Department of Justice to investigate anti-Muslim bias in the rejection of a planned Islamic center.
Islamic watchdog group called CAIR is asking for an investigation of anti-Muslim bias. It's in response to the St. Anthony City Council rejecting a proposed Islamic center in that city. At a packed meeting last night, the council voted 4-1 to deny the project because of zoning concerns. The Islamic center would have moved into the old Medtronic building in St. Anthony. CAIR claims there were intolerant speakers, and that is the real reason for that rejection.
As evidence of bias, CAIR Minnesota noted the Islamophobic views expressed at a recent public hearing.
Most of those in the crowd didn't want the mosque, and after the vote, supporters say you can expect to see a legal challenge.
There is no other religion in the world that condones violence. Islam is evil.
You don't live in the area. Why are you looking in this area? Why don't you build in your own community? If you're in the Cedar Riverside, why don't you follow up and build some roads over there? And if you don't like those roads, where did you come from? Change your own country.
CAIR's Minnesota chapter also sought religious accommodation for Muslim employees seeking to wear modest attire at work.
The Council on American-Islamic Relations is looking into this situation. I talked with the executive director today, and she tells me this isn't the first time something like this has happened at the company. Back in 2010, about 24 Muslim workers were fired during a prayer dispute. Now, those employees did eventually get their job back, but discrimination allegations are still being settled at this point.
In Michigan, CAIR called on the FBI to investigate hate graffiti and a fire targeting a building associated with a Dearborn mosque.
Witnesses reporting that the storage building here was firebombed and anti-Arab graffiti was sprayed on the center itself. This morning, Dawood Walid, executive director of the Council on American-Islamic Relations, says the FBI is taking this case very seriously.
The FBI agents were on the scene, and two of them were going through the neighborhood and talking to people, and there was an agent that was taking some information from one of the board members, so they're looking into it right now.
In California, CAIR held a news conference about a Muslim student barred from returning to the United States after he was placed on a no-fly list.
A spokesperson for the Council on American-Islamic Relations says there's no reason Iraniha should have been placed on the no-fly list.
A CAIR representative also appeared on Fox's O'Reilly Factor to discuss the NYPD spying on law-abiding Muslims.
Why, if you're an American Muslim, you're law-abiding people, as most overwhelmingly they are, why would you be upset about what the NYPD is doing?
Precisely because we are overwhelmingly law-abiding. It does not make sense. First of all, this program is unconstitutional. It's also un-American. Essentially, the pilgrims crossed an ocean to avoid this kind of religious harassment, as one of the plaintiffs actually said. And, you know, this program was targeting individuals and essentially the entire community.
Also this week, CAIR sought applications for its annual Rosa Parks Civil Rights Scholarship, asked for the reinstatement of a Jewish NYPD recruit fired over his religious beard, and welcomed a judge's ruling that the Mandarin Hotel in Washington, D.C. could not use a national security excuse to discriminate against a Muslim employee. To receive CAIR's updates and action alerts, sign up at CAIR.com. To contact CAIR, email info@CAIR.com. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to you.
Learn more at CAIR.com.